All right, so we're in phase 2, experiment, and we are going to collect some data with this virtual lab simulation. So we're going to go to this lab simulation. Okay. And then part 2 says choose steel or aluminum to do this experiment with. It's going to be your choice. You can pick aluminum, which is already selected, or you can click here and go down and click steel. All right. I'm going to do this one for aluminum, just to give you the example. So step 3 says, find and record the volume and mass of at least 8 differently sized pieces of your metal using the graduated cylinder and scale. Click new size to get a new piece of metal. All right, so here's my graduated cylinder. I'm going to move my video up here. And here's my scale. All right, so first I'm going to find my volume by water displacement. So I already have, also I need to write aluminum because that's the type of metal I'm doing. But if you're doing steel, you need to type steel. So I'm going to find the volume and the mass of that first piece of metal. My initial volume of my water before I drop my metal in is 700. I'm going to drag it here, drop it in, and it goes up to 789 milliliters. Okay, so now I can find the volume of that piece of metal. I do that by doing final minus initial, 789 minus 700, and that gives me 89 milliliters. If it helps you, you are more than welcome to do 789 minus 700 equals 89 milliliters. That is totally fine, or you can just have this part in your data table. But please make sure you have your units. Do not forget your units. All right, so I've got my volume of my metal piece. Now I have to do my mass. So I'm going to bring it out of the graduate cylinder and just drop it here on the scale. And this is my mass, 239 grams. Okay. All right, so I found my volume of that piece and the mass of the piece. Now I need to find the volume and mass of a second piece because it says I need 8 differently sized ones. So I'm going to go here, click new size, and I've got a new piece of metal. Drop it in. Goes to 832. When I do my math, that gets me final minus initial, 832 minus 700. That gets me 132 milliliters. And then I need to do my mass, so I'm going to drop it here on the scale, 358 grams. Okay, and I just keep going, new size, find the volume and the mass, new size, new size, new size, new size, until I have at least 8 data points. Okay, so I got to fill up at least 8 rows. And then here on the bottom it says, note these last 2 columns are the only data points you will graph in the next phase. So these numbers are the only ones you're going to graph. This here is just to show the process for finding volume with water displacement, but we are not graphing these numbers in the next step. We're only graphing these last 2 columns.